welcome to the weekly meeting of the Rotary Club of Jonesboro. Four-time District Club of the Year, working on the 5th. So we'll keep working at it. Call it to order. All right. And inspirational moment. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Mahatma Gandhi. And then we've got our Rotary four-way test. The things we think, say, and do. I know we all know that and live that every day. And then our vision. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, in ourselves. Jennifer added a slide on me. I appreciate that, Jennifer. I didn't realize being back in to do that. So there's the good news about the food bank donation. So. And now we got a new member induction. We got Jennifer Riga and Aaron Duty. I noticed I was looking for Aaron. Hopefully he's jumped on, but Brian will introduce Jennifer, and then we'll have the district governor do the formal induction once we have the introduction.
All right. Well, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a new Rotarian. Jennifer Riga is strong. She is smart. She is lovely. And she is a really good person. If you know her, she's always got a project going on, usually 2 or 3. And yeah, there's always a project going on. Jennifer is a certified case manager. Test she passed on the first try. And she's a RN case manager supervisor with Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield. She's licensed in many states. She is mom to Logan Swift, a senior at Jonesboro High School, and Mrs. to me. Jennifer decided to join Rotary because she was attending functions with me all the time, and she liked what the organization represents. I am honored that she decided to join us. So glad she decided to join this club and not the morning club. That would have been embarrassing. So I want to introduce and welcome Jennifer Riga.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate everyone. I'm excited to be here.
Glad to have you, Jennifer. And then we'll have Aaron Duty introduced by John Deacon.
So I don't know Aaron quite as well as Brian knew our last inductee, but because Aaron and I are not married, and he's glad of that. But Aaron is 26 years old. He's from Paragould originally. He moved to Jonesboro in 2012 after graduating from Paragould High School. And he pursued his college degree at ASU. In 2016, he graduated with a bachelor's degree, and in 2019, a master's in exercise science. So utilizing that degree, he is now working for McDonald Insurance and Financial Services in Jonesboro as an associate agent specializing in property and casualty insurance policies. He didn't give me a whole lot of information about the rest of his personal background. He basically said, if you'd like to know more, you got to contact him. But we're excited as a club to induct young Rotarians that see the value of Rotary and the service that we provide to the community and our world. And we're excited that Aaron saw this in our club and joined our club, and we're looking forward to what he can bring and more recruitment of younger members as well. So it's my honor to welcome Aaron Duty to the Jonesboro Rotary Club.
Hey, welcome, Aaron.
Hey, thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of the club. I'm excited to share my passion of helping others and giving back to my community, and look forward to meeting everyone on a more personal level, hopefully as we get back to face-to-face meetings.
I'm glad to have you. I'll ask District Governor Mike Bennage to step in and formally induct you.
Thank you, Gary. I really don't have a formal induction deal. The main thing that I like to tell anybody that joins the club is that we talk about service above self, And that's what Rotary is all about. I encourage you to live by the four-way test because that's what Rotarians do. And I encourage you to get involved in the club if you're going to be a member. That is the main things that I think that makes somebody a Rotarian as opposed to a member of a Rotary club. Proud to have 2 members to the Rotary organization. We look forward to having you serve the Jonesboro Club and happy that you're here today.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And Jennifer and Aaron, welcome to the club. Glad to have you. If you have any questions, like I said, don't be shy to contact me and ask. And if I don't have the answer, which I may not, I'll get you one. So we're glad to have you and look forward to working with you.
Jennifer, there is a in the little jewelry box above your telephone, there's your Rotary Pin hiding. And Aaron, if you just wave your arm, I could probably throw it to you from my office because I see you walking your dog by here all the time.
Yeah, Aaron, we'll get you yours one way or the other. Upcoming events, we still had the fundraiser, and I did not go downstairs and grab the masks are here. I have them here at my house. I'll take them back to my office and start trying to contact everybody and get those distributed to everyone and apply that money toward our Shop with a Cop for our fundraiser. Like I said, we should make a little over $500 on that. So it'd be a good little supplement to the Shop with a Cop program. But there are probably about 8 masks available if anyone is still interested.
Gary, can we just stop by your office sometime and pay you directly and pick up our order?
You can, that'd be fine. I was gonna offer that if you want to come by and pick them up. If you don't want to come in and come by and call me or text me, I'll run it out to you. But if you, that's fine. That'll work great. So whatever you're comfortable with there, let me know and we'll make sure we get it to you. Another upcoming event. I know this Thursday, we have another online Facebook Live, YouTube live stream with Dr. Dillahay. Going to discuss vaccines and what we need to know. So it'll be this Thursday at 3 o'clock. If you're available and can jump on, Hatton will be moderating that again and tell us what we need to know about the vaccine coming up. Now it's time for our speaker, and I will turn this over to Assistant Governor Adam Sarton to introduce our district governor.
Thanks, Gary. It's my honor to introduce Mike to fellow Rotarians. I've had the opportunity to get to know Mike over the last couple of years, and it's been a privilege. Mike joined Rotary in 1996 as a member of the West Memphis Rotary Club, and then in 2004, he transferred to the Hughes Rotary Club. So he's now been a Rotarian for about 20 years. His Rotary service includes serving as the president of the Hughes Club multiple times. I'm curious, hopefully you could tell me how many times because I don't plan on doing it again. He's also served as an assistant governor for 6 years, and now he's our district governor, and he's also a Paul Harris Fellow. He's very active in his community. He's served on numerous boards, and one of the ones that I thought was in his service, he's a staunch advocate of working with the developmentally delayed, as he had a sister with Down syndromes that lived a long and inspirational life. He's a graduate of the University of Arkansas with a degree in engineering. He and his wife, Jane, live in West Memphis, and they have a son, Carlson, who's a student at Christian Brothers University. He enjoys tennis, golf, trout fishing, and hunting. You'll help me welcome our 2021 District Governor, Mike Bennage.
Yay, Mike.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today. My computer keeps saying that I'm unstable, and the computer knows me very well. So, but if for some reason I lose my video, I apologize. But I do thank you for having me here today. I'm so proud of the Jonesboro Club and all the accomplishments that you've had. I look on this screen and I see former district governors. I see my tech guru, which is probably the greatest asset that I have, in Sam Hummelstein. Sam, I don't think there's any way that anybody could ever thank you enough for all the work that you've done, and everything like that. But Ray Keller, John Deacon, Gene Wing, all of these guys have given a lot to Rotary, and I really appreciate their efforts toward Rotary, and I hope I can somewhat live up to the expectations that they have for their district governor. But anyway, needless to say, we are in a challenging time. Who would have thought that 6 to 9 months ago, we would have spent 60 to 90 days at home using words like social distancing, wearing a mask wherever we go, or just washing or sanitizing our hands 20 times a day, maybe even more than that. We went for a period where there were no haircuts, and that one bothered me a lot because I'm a haircut guy. 40 million people lose their job, and I was included in that 40 million people. I lost my job in March, and thankfully have recently become gainfully employed again. But something we had to go through. And we've had no Rotary meetings in public. I know that most clubs didn't meet for several months. Some are still not meeting either in person or online. And I hope that we can quickly get back to meeting in person because it's important that we do that. But I think that things have changed a lot too because, things like Zoom has allowed us to meet. But going forward, I think most every club that's meeting on Zoom has said that when we get back to meeting in person, we're still going to have the Zoom meetings so that people can participate. And I think that's a huge asset, and it's something that we haven't thought about. But regardless, I think we're all ready for things to return to normal, or what we might call the new normal. We're all ready for that to happen. I know I certainly am. But it's going to make for a strange and different year in Rotary. I've spent 2 years preparing to be the district governor, and in the last 3 months, everything just completely changed. And I'll admit, at first I was a little bit depressed about it because, I was looking so forward to meeting with clubs, because the most fun part of being the district governor is, those that have served will tell you, it's getting out and meeting the people in the district. And when you're talking to people on the computer, it's just not the same. But, we're persevering, and I think we're still thriving as an organization because of the things that we've done. Our theme this year, which was chosen long before any of all this stuff happened, I think is very appropriate. And our theme for this year is Rotary Opens Opportunities. We always talk about things when one door closes, another one opens. And that's what our theme is about. When COVID shut us down as Rotary clubs and we had to stay at home and do things like that, we found new ways to meet. So when one door closed, another one opened. And here we are an example of that today by being on Zoom, and I can still see most of your faces and things like that, and that's a great thing to do. But even though we face many challenges on how and when to conduct Rotary, many opportunities have arisen. Don't you wish that we'd all invested in Zoom 6 months ago? Because it certainly has changed things. We have virtual meetings, virtual conferences, virtual seminars. That's just the new way of doing things. And I'm hoping at the end of this meeting, Brian Riga will tell us about the summer seminar part 2 that I hope that we're able to finish up, because I think there's a lot of important work there still to be done, and things that we can still learn from those types of things. But that's just the new way we're doing business. Will that open more opportunities in Rotary? I say that it will, and it can. I think it'll give us an opportunity to change just the whole way we look at Rotary and the whole way we think about Rotary. there's a lot of clubs that have taken a hard look at, is meeting every Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday at noon the right thing for our club? And I think that's this COVID situation has gotten people to think a little bit more about that. There are some clubs that are saying, okay, instead of meeting on Wednesday at noon this week, let's meet on Thursday afternoon in the park, and we'll get an ice cream truck to come, and we'll all just social distance, but be able to enjoy ourselves as a Rotary family. So there's a lot of people that are making adjustments to the same way they've been doing things, and I think it's going to turn out to be even better for Rotary in the end. Can we recruit new members this way? Well, it's obvious that the Jonesboro Club hasn't just been sitting around just waiting on things to start happening. We've got Jennifer and Aaron that have joined the club today. We got a guest, Timothy Lee, on today that I hope that he will come back, and even though I may give a terrible speech today, that he may give us another opportunity to let Rotary impress him. So, but we need to keep finding new opportunities. We need to share them, and we can make Rotary even better. But it'll also be a challenge to retain members and keep them engaged. There are a lot of people, as you're probably finding out, that just won't join a Zoom meeting. And it doesn't matter what you do or what kind of technology you provide them. They just don't want to join a Zoom meeting. I encourage you to invite someone that's not been on Zoom to say, come to my office and we'll share Rotary today from my Zoom meeting. That's just a way to maybe get somebody to, and you can do some social interaction with one or two people, and you can still get them to participate in the Rotary program. But some clubs are going to struggle with finances. They're going to struggle with attendance. Some are going to lose members because due to a loss of job or being forced to move. Clubs are going to have to take a hard look at things like due structure, meeting locations, and whether or not to serve meals and things like that. I just want you to know that as a district, we're here to try to help you in any way that we can to solve some of those issues. We've got a lot of things going on in the district with changes that clubs are making, and we want to be able to share those in any way that we can. Just know that you can feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to talk to you. Our new president for Rotary International this year is a guy by the name of Holger Knock. He is from a town in Germany that I cannot pronounce. It has punctuation marks and hyphens and things like that. And frankly, I can't spell it either. But if you meet him, you become instant friends. Now, Holger speaks English just as well as you and I do, and probably much better than I do because I speak Southern. But he's a great guy. But his most important thing in Rotary is that you better be having fun. His philosophy is that no matter how hard you work, you should also have fun, especially in Rotary. Now, Holger has 3 areas that he would like for clubs to key on in the upcoming year: youth services, membership retention, and fundraising activities. From the aspect of youth services, Holger is very involved in youth exchange. He loves having people stay at their home, and it can often be up to 9 people at a time. Now, I doubt in this challenging year that we'll have many opportunities to be involved in youth exchange, but if you can, I encourage you to participate. We can, however, be involved in things like Interact and Rotaract. I was pleased to see the involvement that you have with Interact and the potential for adding another school this year to the Interact program. And for those that don't know, Interact is programs that are done in the high school with a student-sponsored teacher. And I think they're great programs to give people in high school an opportunity to give back to their community at the high school level. Rotaract is a different type of club. It is designed for college students or people that have recently graduated from college that aren't quite ready to be Rotarians yet. I encourage every club to take a hard look at the Rotary Club. You know, you guys have a great university there, and you have some great industry there. You got a lot of young people out there that I think that you can go out and I think you can get a club started, and I think it can be very successful. The key to making a Rotary Club is to let the people that are in the Rotary Club run their own club. They get to decide what projects they want to do. They get to decide what fundraisers they want to do, and they pretty much run their own club. So I encourage you to take a hard look at that during this year or over the next year or two. I really think that it would be a great program that the Jonesboro Club could get going. We're not going to be able to have RILA this year. It has been canceled. We had to sign contracts about 3 weeks ago, and they decided that because of the COVID situation and the uneasiness in the schools, that they better not have RILA this year. I know the Jonesboro Club has participated in the past, and I hope you will continue to participate in the future as well. Now, every year, the new president for Rotary comes out and talks about membership. It's the same old song, we need more members. Holger is taking a slightly different approach this year. He wants membership retention to be a focus for this year. You know, every year Rotary comes out and say we have 1.2 million Rotarians in the world. We gain members, we lose members, and the next year Rotary comes out and says we have 1.2 million Rotarians. Well, Holger would like to see us gain some new members, keep the members that we currently have, and grow above that 1.2 million mark. So what are we doing to retain our members? Number one, are we having fun? Because that's the key. Number two, are our members engaged? Do we ask members that have left, why did they leave? These are all things that can and should be asked of the members. Do we ever survey the club to see what they want out of their Rotary experience? If not, why not? That is why this year we would like every club to hold a visioning meeting as a club meeting. Now, if you'll recall, several years ago, we came out with a visioning team, and we did a 4-hour program where each club spent 4 hours talking about where they wanted to be 3 to 5 years down the road. Well, we've narrowed that down to where we want to do that as a club meeting. With the help of our visioning chair, Nancy Leinhart, we developed a survey to go out to each member of a club. Once those surveys are returned and the data is compiled, each club should hold a 1-hour visioning meeting as a club meeting to discuss the answers and decide where their club wants to be 3 to 5 years down the road. We do highly recommend that someone from the visioning team be a part of that meeting, and you have several people from that team in your own club. But the main thing that we want them to be a part of that meeting is to help you stay on track. Because you can get off tangent real easy talking about where you want the club to be. But that person from the visioning team can help keep you on track and finish within that 1-hour time frame. I also want to let you know that there are a lot of points for club recognition for completing this process. So I know that you guys are a hawk for winning the awards. So make sure you get this process completed. Lastly, Holger wants to encourage every club to take a hard look at your fundraising activities and projects. I know you've got a lot of great things going on, but are there better ideas? Are we wasting a lot of time and effort for very little gain? Do our activities align with our goal for Rotary? Are the members participating and having fun? All of these questions can partially be addressed in the visioning meeting, but we need to ask these questions. We also need to get consensus among the members of what fundraisers are important to the club. Also, are the projects the club is sponsoring in line with what the club wants to accomplish? Is everyone on board? Can we make adjustments to the same old way we've been doing things for years? Holger's not saying to reinvent the wheel. Just take a look at them and see if adjustments can and need to be made. Finally, I want to quote Holger when it comes to enjoying Rotary. He states that all of us love this organization and all of us feel we ought to do something to make Rotary stronger. It's not hard to do more, being more involved in your club, more interested in your friends, and more involved in projects and programs going on within the club. Ask yourself, is our club involved in youth service? Can we come up with better ideas for fundraising? And the club has a responsibility to make people feel good, feel welcome, and feel proud. It has to feel special to be a Rotarian. And I think Holger said it very well. I want to finish with two things. As Adam told you, I had a sister with Down syndrome. Each year, the district governor gets to choose a cause that they would like to put forward during their year. My cause would be working with the developmentally delayed or disabled. I had a sister with Down syndrome that lived to be 64 years old. She was an inspiration to everyone she came into contact with, and we enjoyed every day that we got to spend with her. Now, she lived at home, and we valued each day, but most of the children that that have these issues are not that lucky. So we need to find ways to help. There are many fine schools, such as North Hills School for the Exceptional in North Little Rock, Arkansas, where my sister attended for many years. And there's also things like Steadline Learning Center in West Memphis, Arkansas, which I've been proud to serve on their board for over 20 years. These places need our help, so I ask you to help where you can in your community. And the last thing I want to talk about is a potential district conference. You know, the district conference for this year had to be canceled, and we had to do a virtual conference, but it was going to be held in Heber Springs, Arkansas at the Red Apple Inn. Now, I had different ideas for my conference, but because of the having to cancel the one in Heber Springs, I've decided that if we can have a in-person district conference, that I want to go back to Heber Springs to the Red Apple Inn and have it again this year. The main thing that I want to change is that I want this to be a family weekend for all Rotarians to come together and enjoy being a part of the Rotary family for one weekend. Now, we're going to have to conduct some business because that's what Rotarians do. We have to have a little bit of business to justify what we're doing. But I want to mainly have it be a family-oriented Rotarian weekend. We're going to try to have a golf tournament. We're going to try to have some other activities for those that don't play golf. We're going to try and do a service project, at least one, not maybe two service projects that everybody in the family can participate in. So I encourage you that if we can pull this off, which I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we can, that you will join us in Heber Springs at the Red Apple Inn, most likely in April, for a Rotary weekend, just to enjoy Rotary. I want to thank you for having me today. I'm always open to any questions that anyone might have. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to do it. And I'll turn the meeting back over to Gary for him to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you for being with us and those words. I really appreciate that. Like I said, I know there's a lot of good information in there and a lot of things we need to work on. And I know we will continue to work on this year through those challenges. So I appreciate that. I guess, does anybody have any questions for Mike? All right. No questions. All right. We will, hang on, let's see. Yeah, I'd say, I don't know if you've seen the chat, Mike, or not, but John Deacon has comment in there for you. Thanks for your program today and service district governor this year. Quite a different year for Rotary. And I know Mike had mentioned the hybrid meetings some of the clubs are having. My intent is to do that within the next week or two. I'm going to be contacting a few people to recruit to try to help Sam and myself out with technology to do an in-person meeting for those that want to attend at St. Bernard's Auditorium, and then still continue with the Zoom meeting for those that do not. So we'll hopefully within the next week or two be able to pull all that together and start that. The meeting will look a little different because we'll have to social distance. I don't know about food yet. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe a bring your own, but I do want to make you aware that we did a board meeting that way, and we have kind of worked on some of that. They're technologically challenged unless I've got my 15-year-old daughter there helping me. So I rely a lot on Sam, and I'm going to have to recruit some folks to help me out in person. Again, thanks to the district governor for being here. Thanks, Adam, for being here. We appreciate y'all's service. Glad to have you come back anytime. Next week, Kaki Hurley, homeschooling, virtual, public, private, how to choose. And thought for the day, great things are done by a series of small things brought together. Vincent Mango. And like I said, again, welcome to the club, Jennifer and Aaron. Glad to have you. Timothy, glad to have you come back. I'll try to keep you in the loop on future meetings. And guess unless anybody's got anything else for the good of the group, we will adjourn.
Thank you.
Good job, Gary. Thanks.